Everyone, today we are going to look at how to solve quadratic equation using completing the square method. In my previous video, I have solved quadratic equation using factorization method. Now let's see how to solve using completing the square method. So this is the equation. Solve the equation. I have solution. Breaking down the equation: x squared plus 12x plus 20 equal to 0. The first thing to do is to take this constant to the right hand side. So I have x squared plus 12x equal to minus 20, because when plus 20 is crossing the other side, it will be what? Minus 20. Now the next thing is to make the coefficient of x squared to be what? To be equal to 1. But already from the equation, our coefficients, the coefficient of our x squared is already equal to 1. But assuming here is equal to 2, assuming there is 2 here, the coefficient of x squared is equal to 2. So we have to divide each of these terms by 2 so that the coefficient will be equal to 1. So since our coefficient here is equal to 1, we move on. The next step now is to add to both sides half of the coefficient of x all squared. So first of all, what is the coefficient of x? Coefficient of x is 12, and half of it is divided by 2 all squared, and this will give us 2 into 12 is what? 6, and 6 squared is equal to 36. So meaning that you are going to add 36 to both sides. So I have x squared plus 12x plus 36 is equal to minus 20 plus 36. Now, factorizing the left hand side, I have x plus 6 all squared equal to minus 20. Okay, minus 20 plus 36 will give me what? 16. Good. The next step is to take the square root of both sides. So when I take the square root of both sides, I will have x plus 6 equal to plus or minus square root of 16. Coming to this place, I have that x plus 6 is equal to plus or minus square root of 16 is equal to what? 4. Now x is equal to this minus 6 will cross over. This plus 6 will cross over. So x is equal to minus 6 plus or minus 4. Now I have two functions here, plus or minus. So I have to separate them. So the first one is s equal to minus 6 minus 4. Minus 6 minus 4, which will give me minus 10. And the second is s equal to minus 6 plus 4, which will give me minus 2. Therefore, the root of the equation are x equal to minus 10 or x equal to minus 2. And when you check, when we solve factorization method in our previous video, we solved exactly the same question. So when you check the two answers, you can see that we got in that factorization method that x is equal to minus 10 or minus 2, showing that whichever formula you use out of the 4 methods, you will arrive at the same answer. Now we are going to solve more examples using completing the square method. So solving the equation on the board, I have 10x squared minus 11x plus 3 equal to 0. Solution: 10x squared minus 11x plus 3 equal to 0. Now the first step is to carry this constant to the right hand side. So I have 10x squared minus 11x equal to minus 3. The second step is to make the coefficient of x squared to be equal to 1. That is unity. When you look, you can see that the coefficient of x squared is equal to 10. So we are going to make this coefficient to be equal to what? 1. So now say divide through by 10. And when I divide through by 10 divided by this, I will now have x squared minus 11x over 10 equal to minus 3 over 10. Good. Now, the coefficient of x squared is now what? Equal to 1. The third step now is to find half of the coefficient of x. Half of the coefficient, this is coefficient of x, this is x, and this is the coefficient of x. So we are going to find half of the coefficient of x all squared. So half of the coefficient, which is 1 over 2 times coefficient of x is minus 11 over 10 all squared, which will give me 1 times minus 11 is minus 11 over 2 times 10 is what? 20. So all squared is equal to minus 11 squared is what? 121 over 20 squared is what? 400. So I'm going to add this to both sides. So I have x squared minus 11x over 10 equal to minus 3. Okay. I'm going to add this to both sides. So I have plus 121 over 400 equal to minus 3 over 10 plus 121 over 400. Now I'm going to factorize the left hand side. Factorize the left hand side. So I have x minus 11 over 20 all squared, which is equal to, here I have 400 as the LCM. Turn into this 40 times this 1 minus 120 plus 121. So coming to this side, I have x minus 11 over 20 all squared is equal to minus 120 plus 121 will give me what? 1 over 400. Now, here I will take square root of both sides. Take square root of both sides. And when I take square root of both sides, I will have x minus 11 over 20 equal to plus or minus square root of 1 over 400. Now, x minus 11 over 20 equal to plus or minus square root of 1 is what? You can find a separate square root. Square root of 1 is 1 and square root of 400 is what? 20. So I have that x is equal to, this is minus 11. So when this minus will cross equal sign, it will be what? Plus 11 over 20 plus or minus 1 over 20. I have two operations here. So the first one is that x is equal to 11 over 20 minus 1 over 20, which is 11 minus 1. Since they have the same denominator, 11 minus 1 is what? 10 over 20. 0 cancel 0, which is 1 over 2. And the other one will give me x equal to 11 over 20 plus 1 over 20, which is equal to 11 plus 1 is what? 12 over 20. This is x. And x is equal to 4 can divide 4 into 12, 3, 4 into 25. So this one will give me 3 over 5. Therefore, the roots of the equation are x equal to 1 over 2 or x equal to 3 over 5. I hope it's clear.